Did you see that blank check that came in the mail today? That was titled Warner Brothers?
No, I must have missed that.
They're giving us the opportunity to cast who we want to reboot the DCEU.
Today on the show. Good morning, scallywags. You know, it's no secret. I've always been a DC fan over Marvel.
I'm a Marvel guy, but that's fine. We can find common ground.
But of course, you know, when it comes to movies, I think Marvel's got it pretty nailed down.
Cough, Infinity Wars.
DC, not so much. I've tried so hard to like the DC movies. I don't hate them. Justice League left a little something to be desired. So did Suicide Squad. But
certain cuts of the movie look better than the others.
Yeah. But looks like they're finally making some improvements with Shazam and even Aquaman coming up.
I'm very thrilled with Shazam.
Wonder Woman obviously kind of hit it out of the park. But we started having the discussion. You know, what if we had the opportunity to reboot the DCEU?
Who would we cast? How would we cast? What villains and what heroes and what storylines?
Yeah. So here's what we have done, essentially. We have gone with the main lineup of the Justice League. Okay, we've got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern, and just for fun, we also threw in Martian Manhunter, Shazam, and Nightwing.
Yep.
We've also then given 2 villains for each of them, and then, of course, our Omega level villains for the Justice League to face as a team. So we probably spent more time preparing this.
This was a lot of talking and contrasting and throwing ideas and people's names, and the main premise was we wanted to cast actors and actresses young enough to sign them to multi-year deals.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Marvel did. Marvel went to RDJ and said, we want you for 5 movies. Here's X amount of money. So that's what we use as our premise for this.
Yeah. Now, what we've also kind of done here is we stuck to a certain age range. Kind of put them on what would be, you know, typically the right age range for the character, and obviously ones that could stick around for a while. We also have gone with people that not only look the part.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But also could pull off the role itself. And I think we've done. I think we've done.
I honestly say, WB, if you're listening, I don't know if you are, but if you are, take note.
Yeah.
I think.
Now, we didn't go with any huge names. That was kind of a rule.
That was it. Yeah.
That was a rule we set for
ourselves.
And
we had to stay away from Marvel. We could not take anybody away from Marvel.
Yes.
That was kind of difficult because there were a lot of people who were like, these are really good actors.
We did cheat a little bit on one in particular, 2 in particular.
2 in particular we cheated on, yes.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to those.
Yeah. So, of course, we start off with the Holy Trinity.
Yep.
You know, you got to start with the big guy himself, Big Boy Blue.
Big Blue Boy Scout. We had to go Superman.
And we're giving it to a guy who, how he has yet to be in a superhero movie, I don't understand. And
he's got the look. I'm telling you,
he almost played Batman at one point.
He almost did, yeah.
Back when they were going to make Justice League, that younger teen movie,
yeah.
But Armie Hammer.
That's right. I think he's got the great look. He's got that nice chiseled jaw.
He's got the height.
He's got the height, and you know what?
He played Lone Ranger.
He did. He played Lone Ranger.
Yes.
And you know what? Throw him on the Chris Hemsworth diet, you've got muscles.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think it's a matter of time before he plays somebody.
Yeah.
So, you know, it looks like Henry Cavill, even though he is perfect for the role as far as looks and everything goes, is kind of getting tired of the role. So, we'll give it to a guy with a fresh face that... And again, these are all like B and C list actors. No huge names, anything like that. Not that Armie Hammer is not a popular name in Hollywood, but... He's not,
But again,
he's not Robert Downey Jr.
I think giving these guys that are young enough and relatively obscure enough the opportunity to create a character and to run with that character and maybe be young enough that they're not afraid to be that typecast. Yeah. These were what's good. I think Armie has a great idea about not being typecast because he's hungry, he's young, he's ready to do it.
He's got the look, he's got the voice, he's got just that commanding presence, that chiseled jaw. Yep. Give him the cape.
Yeah,
put it on, my friend.
Yep.
Fly fly and be free and save us all.
So the next one we have to go with is the Protector, the Vigilante of Gotham.
Oh, yes.
The Dark Knight himself.
The big bad bat.
There we go.
And with this one, I know Dee disagreed with me a little bit here, but he's a little older than everybody else on the cast. But I think if you put this guy's picture, next to a picture of Bruce Wayne, it's identical. And that is John Hamm.
I love John Hamm in Mad Men. I think he played a
Absolutely.
great. Just you put him in a suit and he looks wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
And Bruce Wayne, I think the biggest thing
He's
about
got
Bruce
that,
Wayne,
that grizzled
Exactly.
good looks.
but Bruce Wayne has to not only look good in a suit, but he has to be able to fill out the tights.
Yes.
And I think John's got it. I think he does.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's and like you said, he's just a little older. He's a little grizzled. He's maybe a little salt and pepper in the hair, but Batman could be just a smidge older than everybody else.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that. Why not? Why not have Batman? I mean, he's got the plan. He's got the Doomsday plan. Why not have him be out there and go, okay, well, there's the big blue boy scout. There's the Amazon. There's this. Kind of like he did in Justice League and Batman v Superman.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
it still works.
And while we're on the subject of Batman, no Batman is complete without his right hand. But we're not going with Robin. We're going with the original Dick Grayson, Nightwing himself. And all of the the artist renderings and everything have put him in the role. And God, I want to see him in
He's
this
amazing.
role. Jared Padalecki as Dick Grayson.
I think he could. He's just schmarmy enough to be.
He's got that schmarm, but he's also got the charm. He's got the,
does he ever
nice
have the
guy
charm?
attitude. He just looks like a guy that you could just be best friends with. So of course he's going to be popular with the ladies, and at the same time he could still kick some ass.
Yep. Yeah, I'd like to see him in the black and blue.
Absolutely.
I really think it'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
So, rounding out the holy trinity, the holy trinity of the DCEU, we're recasting. Not that we don't like Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot did wonderful as Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot is
but we're sticking to
amazing.
the rule that we were rebooting this thing, starting fresh. So we had to replace her. But is it? Hopefully, I'm pronouncing this correctly. Is it Isa or Isa?
Isa.
I believe
Isa
it's
Gonzalez.
Yeah, Isa Gonzalez.
Now I'm not super familiar with her, but just look at her.
I mean,
Good Lord. I mean,
she
it's
has
just-
the look. I mean,
and not just the gorgeous side of it. She's also got that commanding presence. Wonder Woman, and I've always said this, Wonder Woman should be somebody that can walk into a room and everyone takes notice. Not because she's beautiful necessarily, but just that commanding presence that every single person, male, female, doesn't matter, looks up, sees her, and just says, she's in charge.
she's been in Baby Driver, Dusk Till Dawn. She was in From Dusk Till Dawn, the series.
Yeah.
So go check that out.
She was Santana.
Santana Demonica or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Santana
So she
Demonica.
definitely has the look, and she's been in a bunch of. She was in Marwyn. She was in Jim and the Holograms.
Oh, that's not.
And then
But yeah, she played Darlene in Baby Driver.
There you go. Okay.
Still relatively unknown, but she's got the look.
She's worked with John Hamm.
She has
And
worked
she's
with John Hamm. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. All
So
right.
rounding out the rest of the league, because you got the Holy Trinity.
Yep, you got
there,
the Holy
but,
Trinity
we got to
down.
get the rest of the team
That's
in there.
right.
So Aquaman. Now again, Jason Momoa, love it. Absolutely love it. I've been on board with that one since day one. I love the fact that they're finally doing the character right. The problem with Aquaman is everyone thinks Super Friends, everyone thinks, the old cartoons, oh, it's just a guy that talks to fish. He's completely worthless. No. Aquaman is a character that, I mean, he lives in the bottom of the ocean, for God's sake, so his skin is pretty much bulletproof. He's incredibly powerful, especially when he's got the trident there with him. And we've said this before. This is a guy that could fight Superman as long as he's been in water within the last 24 hours. He could take on Superman. He would probably lose, but it would be one hell of a fight.
Yeah, it would be a fight to I mean, okay, let's just take a look at what Jason Momoa did in Justice League. I mean, he was battered and bruised, and he gets up and woohoo, let's do it again.
But he gave him a good fight.
He gave him a good fight.
Now throw the trident in there along with it.
Yeah, I think he's going to give.
And he's got a shot.
God level weapon.
It's a
Yes.
god level weapon. It's definitely an artifact.
But Jason Momoa, as much as we love him in the role, we want to stay more true to the comic book. So we're looking for the blonde hair, that kind of appearance there
The
for it.
Arthur Curry look.
Yeah, but again, we couldn't rip off Marvel, so we went with the next best thing, Liam Hemsworth.
We got his younger brother.
Yeah.
And why not? He's a great looking actor.
Yeah.
He's got that build.
Yeah.
He's got the face.
Just slightly smaller than his Thor brother.
And Thor, yeah, his guardian brother.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'd made a good. Loki. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's just conjecture. But yeah, no, I actually like Liam Hemsworth as Arthur Curry. He has. I think you give him a little bit of. Let's not put him into the yellow and green suit. Although, why not?
I mean, you
make
do
it look
right.
like Captain America.
You do it right, and it could work. And there's actually a lot of the promotional material that's been coming out for the Aquaman movie actually has him in the
golden green. Yeah.
And the way that they've done it, it actually looks pretty good. But yeah, so there's your King of Atlantis there. So moving on to The Flash.
The Flash, the Scarlet Speedster.
Indeed.
Not that we don't like Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's just totally wrong for the role.
I agree. I don't think he took the role seriously enough in Justice League.
I mean, Barry Allen, I mean, he is a cocky...
But he was too young.
Just smart mouthed. But yes, he looks like he's 10 years old.
Yeah, he looks like he does. When you get out of preschool, you can graduate to the Justice League.
I mean, this is a guy that, now granted, he did, by the end of the Justice League movie, he did say that he got a job in the crime lab type of thing, but in the comics, he's been there for a while.
Yeah, he's been there for a while. So we wanted to go with someone like that who's young enough, older, but is established to have the whole Barry Allen persona.
Yes, and it also needs to be a guy who's very good looking. I mean, the Flash is very well known for being, before Iris came along. Obviously, he was very much okay. Originally, Barry was very kind of a serious type of guy. Wally West was the cocky, smart-mouthed one, but now they've kind of meshed the two together, where Barry is now that and kind of has been for quite some time now. So we want somebody that can do has the comedic chops for it, has the good looks for it, and the charm, and just someone who looks like a very likable guy. Matt Bomer.
He was not my first choice. I say go with the TV Flash and just give
Grant Gustin, obviously. I mean,
give him here's your promotion, kind of move to the minors, up to the majors. But
we could have said that in a lot of places, but we tried to steer away from who's already known for the role. So we're casting this completely fresh, completely like it's never been done before.
I like Matt Bomer. Yeah. I do. I love Matt Bomer, but he's got the look. I'm not going to disagree. He's got the look. I just don't know if he's quite snarky enough. But again, that comes down to writing, and whoever's writing the script can make them snarky.
True.
It's really about how the facial features get pulled off when the snark comes through.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. But I love this choice. A little short for the role, but I definitely think he could pull it off. And of course, they do funny things with camera angles all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
So,
next, we have the Green Guardian.
Yes, Mr. Hal Jordan himself.
Yeah. Now we could have, and we did discuss.
We actually discussed Matt Bomer as Green Lantern originally. We
discussed him as Green Lantern originally, just to toss that out. But I think this next choice for Green Lantern, after looking side by side with him in a picture of Hal Jordan, he nails it.
There's another fan favorite type of thing.
Yes.
And there's a lot of concept art with the people have gone to Photoshop and done this up. And, hey, while we had Jared Padalecki in there, why not just round out the J2?
Yep.
Jensen Ackles.
There we go. Supernatural reunion on the big screen.
Would love it.
I think he would play a great Hal Jordan. He's got the attitude, and he's got the flyboy look.
And he's a guy that could actually do multiple things here. He could actually not only play Hal Jordan, I think he could also make a good Guy Gardner.
Oh, yeah, he could do a good Guy Gardner.
I mean, he could go either way on that one, and I'd be happy either way.
And we did not, we tossed around the idea of Jason Stewart. Or not Jason Stewart, John Stewart.
Yes.
We did, but we wanted to stay original.
We can't have Idris Elba because he's hooked on with Marvel. And let's face it, he would be the perfect John Stewart.
So yeah, if we're going to cast John Stewart, it's going to be Idris.
If you get released of your contract and you're free to go over to Warner Brothers,
we've got a lantern ring for you, sir.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, this is the one that we're going to. The next one is one we're going to keep.
An honorable mention.
It's an honorable mention, but in the spirit of seeing if things are going to work, we're going to keep the character cast.
Zachary Levi is Shazam.
Is Shazam.
Yes.
I from the trailers I'm seeing of Shazam, I'm super excited to go see this movie.
I was incredibly terrified of this movie. I just thought that there was no way they could pull it off. And when I saw that trailer, all fears were gone.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect trailer. I really hope that we see a lot of that trailer in the movie too.
Yeah.
I just Zachary, please keep that spirit.
Yes.
I'm bulletproof.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome that you didn't get robbed.
Hey, I'm a superhero.
Yeah, I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
It looks phenomenal, and so we're giving him a shot.
Yep.
And we'll come back to this in here in just a little while.
a little bit, yeah.
But rounding out the team with Martian Manhunter.
Gotta have the Guardian of Mars.
Yes, and we are attributing this one to Chapo, and that is Isaiah Mustafa.
Yes. If you don't know who that is, he's the Old Spice guy.
hero.
Yes.
Look at your hero.
Look at
Now
your
look
hero.
at that hero.
Now look at me. Now look at him. Now look back at me. I'm on a horse. I
am a horse because I'm Martian Manhunter.
He's got the build for it. He's got that smooth voice for it, and I want to see him do more. And here's your chance, my friend.
There were rumors back when Netflix was casting Luke Cage that he was going to be Luke Cage, and I'm sorry he didn't get it, but I like
awesome.
I like the Luke Cage they got. He plays a great Luke Cage. He's great.
But he's not Isaiah.
So Isaiah, we're going to give you the nod. Here's your check. We're signing you to a 5-picture deal.
Yes.
Have fun with the character.
Indeed.
Now, a good hero is only as good as his villain.
Now, we didn't want to go too cliche here, so we've given 2 villains for each of the characters that we've already mentioned here, and then we will actually round it out with 2 Omegas
levels. Yeah,
and this is one for the Justice League to take. So obviously, we've given, when it comes to each character, we've given them their main villain that they're best known for, and then we've also given them just a secondary. Sometimes they're popular villains, sometimes maybe not
so popular.
Biggest
Some of these were harder
choice
than others.
Oh god, yeah, these were challenging,
especially when you get to like Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter.
They really just don't have a big rogues gallery.
They don't have a rogues gallery. They're kind of just like the team player for the other 3.
Yes. So going back up to the top of the list with Superman, of course, you know Superman without Lex Luthor.
Yeah, you can't have the Blue Boy Scout without the billionaire.
So we wanted someone that was just slightly older, looks good, bald, plays good, plays a good villain.
I mean, we could play the character, but we're exempt.
And yet, someone who has the charm that Lex Luthor should have. I mean, this is a guy that is like a very well-known super criminal, and yet gets away with it.
Gets away with it because he's got the slick.
He became the president, for Christ's sake. Yeah. So we're giving this one to Billy Zane.
I think that's a great choice. Billy Zane has got the look. He's got the smooth voice. Yeah. You know what? I think put him in a nice 3-piece suit. Yeah. Set him on top of a tall building in Metropolis.
I mean, this is a guy that you know you can you can just listen to this guy talk for hours. I mean, it's Lex Luthor, man. Just deal with it.
So of course Lex Luthor is best known for pulling the strings behind the scenes. So we're going to give Superman another villain.
Yes, but we're not going to go with the obvious choice here.
No,
we didn't want to go with like a
brain. Well, we say that like a Bizarro or something Mixelplix.
So we went a little more obscure, something that would make for a very interesting movie, and definitely going up against a villain that the type of villain that we've never seen Superman go up against on this big screen. Toyman.
I think Toyman's a great.
Yeah.
If you've got an unlimited budget, he's got the CGI look.
This is a guy that looks like the type of guy that just lives in his mom's basement and tinkers with stuff all day, and makes toys that are big and bad enough to take on Superman.
Yeah.
And so we need somebody with that kind of wormy, fidgety look about him.
That is the best way to describe it. He looks like he'd be afraid of the sunlight and his own shadow.
Yes. So we're giving it to Michael Emerson.
Yep.
I think he would be amazingly creepy in that role.
I do too. You can just see his body kind of leaning over with tiny tools, and when he looks up, he's got the thick glasses.
For such like a small, just timid-looking guy, he plays the creepy villain very well.
Yeah, and I think that's the kind of villain. Toyman should be written like Saw.
Yeah. He was in Saw.
He was in Saw. But that's the kind of villain Toyman should be. Is very... Would you like to play a game? Well, here's a 100-foot robot to play that game against.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of trappy type.
See, I think that should also be how the Riddler is very much like Saw.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I apologize. Something has gotten in my throat.
it was sneezing yesterday and coughing today.
Oh.
And by the way, guys, in case you haven't heard yet, this Thursday, so the day after tomorrow, we will be shooting our 300th episode. It will air a week from Friday, but we are shooting it this Thursday. Now, this is going to be a grand spectacle type of thing. I mean, this is the type of thing where there may be vomiting and people going to the hospital involved. That type of grand scale type of thing. So
there will be pants soiling.
Yes, quite possibly. So definitely not something you want to miss. So be here at Chocolate Milk Studios this Thursday, the day after tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But back to the list. And on to the Batman.
On to the Batman, who we couldn't do a Batman without his greatest nemesis.
The Clown Prince of Crime.
That's right, the Joker.
And, well, it's our movie. We don't care. So we're giving it to Anthony Misiano.
That's right.
He is the Joker.
He looks like the Clown Prince of Crime. I mean, he is...
He is the comic book come to life.
That's right. So, you know what? We can give anybody acting lessons. We can send him to study it.
And he's not a terrible actor. I mean, he's got some acting real stuff on YouTube. I mean, granted, there's not a lot there to really gauge, can he play the role? But, like you said, we can hire an acting coach. We can hire
an acting coach, yeah.
We'll get there. Mm-hmm. One way or another. We'll get you there.
Yeah, you're going to get there. Don't worry.
You're doing it.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
We said it
with Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
exactly. We said it back in our cosplay episode that we think he would make a great addition to DCEU.
Absolutely.
And we're going to go ahead and cast him because why not? It's our movie.
And speaking of Saw, the Riddler.
That's right. Now,
because obviously,
Boo and I had a little bit of differences
We're butting
here.
heads on this one here. Now, there is kind of a popular choice that's been out there, and this is actually where Dee was coming from in the form of Neil Patrick Harris.
I think Neil Patrick Harris would make a great older Riddler.
Now, here my thoughts on this are as follows. I think he would do just fine in the role. I think he would... One, he has a love for the character. And two, he's just a great actor. He also plays that type of character very, very well. So I would not at all be upset if NPH got the role. However, my choice would be Jim Parsons.
If you don't know who Jim Parsons is,
Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory is the Riddler minus a suit.
Yeah.
I can't disagree greatly with it. I think that character Jim would play a different.
Oh, it would be totally different.
I think he would play a totally different style. They could both be great Riddlers, but they're going to be divergent Riddlers. One's going to take the way of the creepy kind of, I'm the Riddler and I'm going to throw all these little games at you, and the other one is going to be Frank Gorsh Riddler.
Yeah. Which, Frank Gorsh, I love what he did, but that's just, the Riddler a la the 1960s, yes. The Riddler now is way more methodical. He's really kind of a dark character.
I think that's where Jim Parsons would play that character, and NPH would play the other.
I have gone on record many times saying that the closest adaptation of the Riddler that has come the closest to being correct is the Arkham games.
Yes.
And that's the Riddler I want to see on the big screen. And Jim Parsons would be absolutely phenomenal in that role. But again, I would not be upset at all if it was given to NPH instead. Just throwing that out there.
Now the next one
is
a little bit of a challenge because, again, not everybody has such an extensive rogues gallery as Superman, Batman, and the Flash. And Wonder Woman falls into that category.
Yeah.
She's kind of more like a villain by the villain of the week type thing.
And she goes up against the gods a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of supernatural stuff with her.
So,
and a lot of her rogues gallery, you can't do those now because back then they were okay. Right now, oh Lord, the people would scream racism on some of these.
Yeah, absolutely. So we went with an unconventional choice for our first main villain here, and that is Cersei.
The witch.
The witch.
Yep, the sorceress from the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. And as far as like appearance goes, she basically looks a lot like Wonder Woman, just with red hair.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
not
sometimes
much.
purple, depending on the
Depending on the artist, but yeah, she's very Amazonian looking, mystical powers. So we actually had two different actresses we wanted to play Wonder Woman.
Yeah, so we went to our second choice.
We went to our second choice,
which is Alexandra Daddario.
That's right. I think you dye her hair red,
Those
make it a little bit
eyes.
big.
Oh, those eyes.
I like those eyes.
What are we talking about?
Cersei. We're talking about Cersei.
Yeah, give her the CGI so she's got the anime eyes.
Kind of like
Oh.
the bigger eyes. I
Yeah.
mean, she's magical, so why not?
Yeah, sure. So, and of course, you can't have Wonder Woman without having Cheetah.
Which we're going to see in Wonder Woman 1984.
Which, very odd choice with Kristen Wiig.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued. I want to see how it goes. I don't know that
I just
was
can't
my
picture
first choice, but
I mean, not that I think that she'll do bad in the role. I have seen her do serious roles before, and she's she does have a lot of range to her. She's a good actress. I can't picture that.
yeah,
So we went with more of the physical attributes of it, and granted, this actress is a little older than the rest of the cast. However, she definitely doesn't look it.
no,
And
not
that
at
is
all.
Mila Jovovich.
That's right. She's very physical. She's a physical actress, as
yummy.
you can see in any of her Resident Evil movies.
She's yummy.
And I think she could play that. You're gonna insert.
She's yummy.
Okay.
Yummy.
Yeah, yeah. I think she could play the character quite well. I think she's got that physical attributes to be able to jump, to run, to get into a cat-like crawl,
To basically be a furry through the whole movie.
and she's yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, she's yummy.
Yeah.
So, moving on to Aquaman.
Aquaman villains.
And of course, there's pretty much only two that you can go with
Yeah.
here that make any sense whatsoever, and that being Black Manta and Ocean Master Orn, which otherwise known as Arthur Curry's brother.
Yep.
So Black Manta, this is somebody that really doesn't matter much as far as who you got in the role, because he's going to have a helmet on through most of the movie. So we have chosen Peter Menta.
That's right.
Not a huge named actor, but again, not a lot of these guys are. But Midnight Texas, love that show, and I love him on that show. And I think he would just do awesome.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he would be a great character actor to play a part of Black Mantra. Black
Mantra.
Mantra.
Black Mantra.
Black Mantra. No, Black Manta. And then Ocean Master Orn. You know what?
Unconventional choice here.
We're gonna take a little bit out of Marvel's playbook.
Well, we actually did something kind of fun here, seeing as how Arthur Curry and Orn, they're brothers.
Yep.
Right. So we got Liam Hemsworth as Aquaman. So why not have Luke Hemsworth
That's right.
as Orn, the Ocean Master?
At least then we know they're gonna kind of look alike.
Yeah. So we got two not Thors.
Two not Thor. That's the best way of putting it. Two not Thors.
Yeah. The only thing with Luke is he's a little short. It doesn't really have the same kind of the same build. He looks a lot like Matt Damon.
He does
honestly.
look a lot like Matt Damon.
But in a lot of angles and things like that. But we mainly went with that just because they are brothers, and Ocean Master is going to have that helmet on through most of it anyway, so the face really doesn't matter much. But moving on to one of the more fun rogues galleries out there, The Flash.
You can't do The Flash without talking about Captain Cold.
So when you go to Captain Cold, you need someone. I mean, if you watch The Flash, of course you've got Wentworth Miller playing Captain Cold there.
An
but
amazing
I never
Captain
really cared for how he played the role.
I love how he
I
played
never did. I liked Wentworth Miller. Don't get me wrong. But Captain Cold he's definitely got the schmarmy down and just the smart mouth kind of, he's very much like Flash, but he is also supposed to be an older character, someone who's got a bit of a past, a kind of a tragic past. So you need somebody that can convey that tragedy as well as just be a complete smartass at the same time. Who better than Nathan Fillion?
That's right. Hey, if we're not going to have him as Booster Gold, let's throw him in as a rogue.
Absolutely.
I think he's old enough.
He just needs to be in a comic book movie.
Just Marvel or DC, somebody pick him up. Come on, sign him.
Would have loved to see him as Wonder Man, but it didn't happen.
Yeah,
so
would have loved it.
He's played extras in Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that, but that does not put you under contract.
No, that does not.
We're stealing you.
We've went on record as saying we think he would make a great Booster Gold, but if we can't cast him as Booster Gold, we're going to go with Captain Cold.
Yeah. So for the secondary, we had a number of choices here. Of course, you got you think Captain Cold, you think of Heatwave, and the Captain Boomerang was our first choice, but we're like, no, let's go a little more. Let's dig a little deeper.
Vague. Let's dig down.
So we're going with Mirror Master.
That's right.
And more specifically, we're going with the McCullough Mirror Master, the newer version of Mirror Master, who, he's Scottish, so let's give it to Ewan McGregor.
That's right. Why not? He played a great Obi-Wan. Why can't he play Mirror Master? I think Mirror Master would be awesome.
Don't know
because
what that has to do with anything.
Well, because
he's a Scottish guy playing a British guy, good guy. So let's make him a Scottish bad guy.
Why not? Why not? If
he's an actor that has a ton of range. He's a very good actor, and he's not in enough movies. And
he's definitely not in enough movies, and most of the role is going to be probably CGI'd anyway.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, the moving around and the duplicates of himself, that type of thing, sure.
Yeah.
But hiccups. But as far as standing there in the suit, I think he would be giving his little long-winded speeches about little traps that he set for the Flash. Would be awesome.
Yeah,
would be absolutely awesome.
Just talking about how he's going to do this and you've got to do that, and then look, here's a spring trap and blah 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 blah.
Oh no, you've got a bomb attached to your wrist that's going to blow up no matter what. So have fun with that.
Have fun running.
Yeah. Moving on to the Green Lantern. Of course, you can't have a Green Lantern movie without having Sinestro.
No, not at all.
And this one has a Dee's choice and good call.
Yeah, I like Luke Evans. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, just look at him. There you go.
Yeah, he's got the little stash.
Make him purple.
Make him purple and give him some pointed ears, and I think he'd be a fantastic.
Absolutely, looks the part very nicely. But moving right along there, of course, the other side of the GL Rogues Gallery, you've got Star Sapphire. Of course, the love-hate relationship there.
That is a great way of putting it, love-hate relationship.
Yeah. And we don't mind seeing Olivia Munn in skimpy costumes.
Yeah, we saw her as Psylocke in Age of Apocalypse. So
that's not a Marvel movie.
No, that's not. That's a Fox property. And she looks good in Little to Nothing, and Star Sapphire wears Little to Nothing.
And she's a total fangirl, so
yeah, I think she would
eat it up.
She would eat it up and really dive into the role and play it just great.
She actually turned down the role of Vanessa in Deadpool. But she didn't want to play the secondary love interest character. She wanted to play a character with some depth, so she chose Psylocke instead. And she had two lines?
Two lines and died.
Yeah, so it was kind of...
Hopefully Marvel, now that they've got the Fox properties back, will... no, she didn't die. They just kind of left the characters.
Yeah.
So...
But moving right along here, just because this is a very long episode.
This is a long episode. But it's an episode we love.
Yes, and so since we're giving Zachary Levi a shot as Shazam, we have to also give The Rock and Mark Strong their shot as well as Black Adam and Dr. Zavanna.
Mm-hmm.
So, so we're leaving those alone.
Yep.
And good luck to you both.
Yep, good luck to you both. We come to the most challenging villains to be cast. Because basically, if it's not fire related, the Martian Manhunter
is not known for his arch nemesis, Rogues Gallery type of thing.
He's kind of like Wonder Woman. He fights villains by attrition.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a few.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly we all kind of sat here and was like, well, who's his main bad guy? We all said the White Martian.
It's White Martians.
But then we pull up a list of his Rogues Gallery, and there's not a single White Martian on there.
There's not a single White Martian on there.
There is, however, Malefic.
Yeah, his twin brother.
And so we thought, well, if Isaiah Mustafa is playing Martian Manhunter, and he was the Old Spice guy, and seeing as how Malefic would be pretty much a CGI motion capture character, who better to give it to than Terry Crews? His replacement in the Old Spice
Yep,
commercials.
his replacement. So why not?
And we love Terry Crews.
Dueling Old Spice people.
Yes. I want to see him play a bad guy.
Yeah.
I really want to see him play a bad guy. His other one that Big came up with there was Human Flame, and that's simply because of that is his one weakness, is his absolute horrifying terror of fire.
And we're not doing the Human Flame as
that looks
the,
like a
that
welder,
looks like a welder.
Chubby, pale
We're doing
welder guy.
the demonic, near-dead,
Looks like
living
you're-
flame edition.
Yeah, looks like you're made out of lava.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a pretty much CGI character. So you pretty much need somebody with a voice, a recognizable voice. So we thought, well, this is a DC movie. Wouldn't it be fun to have the most iconic DC voice a bad guy for
That's
once?
right.
We're giving it to Kevin Conroy.
That's right, Kevin.
Yes, the most recognizable
So
DC voice.
everyone's in the theater for the Martian Manhunter movie, and
Wait, that bad guy is Batman.
That bad guy's Batman. You didn't know Bruce Wayne had that range.
Yes. He was on an episode of Murphy Brown.
Was he?
Yeah, like way back in
way
the day.
back in the day.
Yeah. It's kind of funny seeing him play a schmarmy hitting on Murphy Brown type of character. Anyway.
So
but,
all of these individual movies have now been cast, and
Yes.
each one is going to have a tiny little thread leading up to the first Justice League movie.
Yes, so we've given them two characters to go up against. Both of these characters are Omega-type characters that could take on the entire league and have a fun movie about it, but they're not. We're no Steppenwolfs.
No.
None of that type of crap. We're going with names here. First up is Brainiac.
That's right. We're going to give the android from Krypton.
And we took a moment with this one.
We took a lot of moments for this.
Our first thought here was, well, are we going to go with makeup and do practical effects here? Are we going to go with CGI? I personally like the practical. And so you need somebody that's got just that look of evil about him.
Yeah.
And also has just this very commanding and at the same time can be very monotone type. Not necessarily
Cold.
monotone, but yes, cold. That's what I'm looking for. Voice. So who better than Hannibal Lecter himself?
That's right.
And no, I'm not talking about Anthony Hopkins. I'm talking about Mad Mikkelsen.
That's right. I think he has that opportunity and the vocal range to become very serious and very uninflection and very creepy,
evil,
and then you throw a little harmonic reverb back there for a computer type aspect. Oh,
and of course you cannot have the Justice League get together to fight a big bad without taking on Darkseid.
that's right. The master of apocalypse himself.
Yes. Now this, of course, is DC's Thanos. So obviously there's no one out there that's that big. So we went with Josh Brolin to do a motion capture, pretty much just for that voice. The voice fits the character. Well, Darkseid is a little more evil than
it's
Thanos.
not quite. Thanos was evil, but from a
Thanos
certain
had
point of view,
what he thought was good intention. Darkseid's goal is the anti-life equation. So we need someone with just a terrifying voice, and who better than Candyman himself?
That's right.
Tony Todd.
Don't believe us? Go look him up on YouTube. He can talk and send chills.
Yes, absolutely. So, long-winded episode. I apologize for that, but that is our list. What do you think? Do you have anybody else that we might have, any other characters we might have missed, or any of those castings that you just simply absolutely
Can't deal with. Yeah, put it in the comments below.
Yeah, make sure you guys continue to check us out on Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter.
Keep liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing across the YouTubes, and make sure you hit that bell icon so you know when we upload.
Indeed, and get yourself one of these while you're
It's a
checking out
great
social
shirt
media.
right there.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be blue, doesn't even have to be black for that matter. Just go right there to our Facebook page and send us a private message letting us know what color of shirt you want, what color of text you want, and what size you need. You can get yourself a short sleeve shirt for $20, a long sleeve shirt for $22, or you can pick up one of our fabulous and most comfortable hoodies for only $25.
That's correct. Tomorrow, our favorite day of the week, and we're going a little bit. We're
it's
going
brutal.
back.
It's
It's a brutal
brutal.
one. So
Yeah.
come back and see us tomorrow.
This is Captain Marvel, and this is your Russian clip of the day.
Зачем фотографировать? процесс непрерывной работы.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you liked what you see, go ahead and click on our faces to go ahead and subscribe to get all of our Monday through Friday stuff.
Indeed, and here's a couple of links down below that you can follow to watch more shows like it. Tons of great content right here at Scallywag Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.